Alright, so in the last video we started animating our quadruped walk. We have our simple up and down, and we have our pull of the feet. And what I might do at this point, I was sort of looking at this, is I might start that bend a little earlier than on 22. So on 22 here, I'm just going to delete that bend. So what we can do is we can do that through the graph editor. I could just zero it out here. Here's 22. Or you can right click and just delete selected. So the foot comes up, but back here around 18, the second it lifts off, I might add a little ankle bend in there. So we can do 34. There we go, like 34 there. And I can set that key. On 15, zero that out. Something that starts a little earlier. And then on 30, there. So then on 29, what we can do is we can bend it the other way a little bit, kind of showing a grab. Take a look at that. And the up might be a little bit too exaggerated. We want it a little subtle, a little more subtle than that. And for effect as well, we can kind of see if we we'll work on the fine tuning of it later. So I'm going to do the same thing here. I offsetted it by 18 here. So what I'll do here is I'll go in 4. So on 4, let's go ahead and select it and bring that down on 4. And then on 7, I'm going to delete this. That's 34. Let's key that. And then on 0, let's zero that out. And then on 15, let's zero that out. So again, it's not, I mean, it's, I'm just playing with how soon that bend happens. Again, we can sort of fine tune that later. On 13, I'm going to give that a subtle lift upwards. Get our grab. Okay? Alright, so what I want to do too is let's go to 0 here. I'm going to change the foot position to be a little bit more in front of my character. So let's see, I translated about 14 here. So let's key select it on that. And then on 15, I'm just going to zero that out. And then on 30, I'm going to go back to 14 here. Let's do the same thing for our other foot here, which is on 15. I'm going to go minus 14 here. Key selected on that. 0 here. And you can exaggerate this depending on how smooth you want the walk to be. So let's play that. If you want it to really kind of push, here's 14. I never key. Oh, I did key that. And then 30, 0. And then on 0, it should be 0 as well. So we get something that looks like this. All right, and that also means on 7, what I'm going to do is pull this shoulder up. So that means on 0, I'm going to key that position there. And then on 7, as that leg is our passing position, just like on a human walk, I'm going to pull this up. Might be all I need is to move this one together. So there's 7. And I'm going to move that up 8. And let's just see how that looks. And then on 15, I'm going to zero that out and key that. How that looks. Very subtle. Alright, let's do the same thing on the other side. On 15, we want that keyed. On 30, we want this keyed. And then on 0, we want this keyed, so that we're kind of in the same place. So that means at the height of our position, which is 22, we want this shoulder up at 8. So we're going to do 8 on this one. Alright, so let's start looking at the back feet. So it's actually the inverse. So while this foot is forward, this foot is forward back here. I want to kind of be conscious of these values too. So say I move this 65, and I'm going to move it out a little bit. 16. So let's key both of these guys. That means I want to bring back, start this off at minus 30, because we want to remember that for the other side, and then 0. Okay, so let's do, make sure that 0 and 30 are the same. So I'm going to click on 0, then middle mouse click on 30 and hit S to set a key. So let's play that. Alright, and remember on 15, we're at minus 30 here. And then on 0, we're at 65. So let's do the same for this guy. So as this slides back, I'm going to make sure that we are, I believe it was minus 30. Minus 30. So on 0, we want to go minus 30. So the same. I'm going to set a key there. Selected. Five on 15. So let's play that. Alright, not too bad. Okay, so let's tackle that passing period. I'm sorry, passing position 2. So let's select this back foot first, and let's go to 7. Pull this up. I guess we'll do toe pivot and bring that down. Let's set a key on that, and what you'll notice is I selected that inside curve. And let's zero out our toe pivot here. And then same thing on 15. We want to zero out our toe pivot. Make sure translate Y on 15 is actually down as well. Oh, here's our translate Y. Y 0 here. Okay, so we get this. Looks like we have some. There we go. Like I moved the wrong translation. So when we pull it up here, we want to move this outside one first. And what we want to do too is rotate the hips here. So get something that looks our rotation. make sure to key that. There you go. Right, so the other side should go much smoother. So 15, we're down here. And then 22, let's pull this up. Like that inside guy. Toe pivot. That looks. Gotta adjust Y position here. So it's down on 15. And that our toe pivot is also 0 here. Let's set a key on that. 22, I think we had it at 30. 30, we had it at 0. Okay, and then what we need to do here is on 22 here, positive 12 on the rotation. How that looks. Then we want to zero out the rotation on 0, 15, and 30. Something like this.